I just listened to a little something called The White Tape. And from The White Tape, we decided let's see where it started and see where it ends up. With that said, I am kind of finishing up the Fish Studio album catalog. Now I'm gonna go and do all of the other little things, right? But like the things that are studio albums, but not. So don't sweat it. My Fish journey is not over. But we thought it would be kind of an interesting thing to start with The White Tape, which was released in 1986. Which, if you were wondering, my favorite song on The White Tape was "Doggone Dog." Hilarious. But now we're gonna check out what happened in Evolve. Now this was released on my sister's birthday, July 12th of 20 and 24. And yeah, we're gonna hop into this. I don't know what the well is, so do tell me if I miss it. Know the well. It looks like know the well. Why is everybody saying know the well? It's only on the vinyl. Okay, where would the well go? It's track 12. That says Mercy. So, anyways, guys, uh, I guess well, if it's on the well, it's the end. Okay, so somebody get a YouTube link ready for me when it comes to the last song, and I will make sure to include the well. Um, anyways, I'm gonna kind of finish up the studio album catalog today, and then from there we get to start digging into live Fish, which I'm pretty excited about. Still figuring out how I want to do that, but um, that said, Fish Evolve. This is my wife's one of her favorite albums. Her favorite song is Valdese. If you're on YouTube and that's you too, let me know or let us know. But I'm kind of excited for this one. Tom Marshall, when I did my interview with him, said that Evolve is the song he's wanted to write his whole life. I'm not sure what he means by that. But I'm quite excited to maybe figure it out. Um, what? I heard it. I heard it at Hollywood. Well, I didn't get the lyrics at Hollywood. I heard it at Hollywood. I didn't get the lyrics at Hollywood. Anyways, um, so I'm kind of excited. But as I go into this, I'm wondering. I'm not seeing a whole lot of jam length songs. Right? This is looking like it's kind of a studio album. I'm excited to see how some of these might like evolve. Ether Edge, I think I've heard as well, right, babe? And Life Saving Gun. So I've got a couple and Mercury or no, not I have her. I have it's that's Mercy, not Mercury. So, anyways, yeah, I'm getting ready for some bluesy Fish, guys. Where does this rank in terms of your albums? By the way, shout out Lady Rooski. Let's evolve, y'all. Guys, where does this rank in your Fish albums? And how many of these songs have you heard live? Finally, have you heard this album before? This is a music discovery stream after all. So if I'm introducing you to Fish, let me know. If I'm introducing you to this Fish album, let me know. Guys, I am gonna hit the play button kind of excitedly. Before I do, it's very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Or join us on Twitch or Kick. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. And I know I speak for all of these people over here when I say I would love to have you, but I rank it below every live show. Fair enough. Okay, guys. I'm told it's hard to rate the studio albums, but I really have grown to love the studio albums because perhaps what their sentimental value holds to me. Without the Fish studio albums, I don't meet any of you guys. I don't get to know so many of you guys that have, become a pretty special part of my life. And a lot of you guys I've gotten to meet in person just because of these albums and these people. And um, I'm what? I'm really excited to hear, this thing close down, but also excited to continue on in my journey. I think I've kind of realized that I'm going to spend my whole life discovering Fish, in some way, shape, or form, and that to me is really exciting. Um, I feel like the makings of a real fan is that they're constantly looking for new shows, new versions of of the shows, yeah, of the songs that they've heard many times, and that to me is really awesome. What's your show count? What's your favorite era of Phish? Whatever. I don't know. Guys, let's do this thing. Let's open it up. Hey Stranger, the last album, or the last studio album. Here we go. Going from the white tape to this is just nuts. The sound is very different. This is so much clean. So much clean.
It's all I know, finding ways to say, hey stranger, come crash for a minute. It's all I know.
Dude, Trey's voice sounds like an older man. Like, I literally listened to the dude's voice age 38 years in like 5 minutes.
It's all I know, finding ways to say, hey stranger, come crash for a minute. It's all I know, finding ways to stay. Hey stranger, come crash for a minute. I tried to fly in thunder clouds with blind eyes and touch the sky. It's all I know, finding ways to stay.
I feel like Page has really gotten creative with his textures, like in the later stuff. Like when you hear Sigma Oasis, really from like Sigma Oasis and Joy, not Joy, Sigma Oasis specifically, and this like, there's just the way he textures things in the studio albums is very interesting.
Finding ways to stay. Hey stranger,
love this drum sound too.
come crash for a minute. When all this noise gets turned off and you can smell the moss in the pale blue haze while we circle each other like orbiting planets, predictable and powerful, two lost crystals in the black night sky.
Oh wow.
I've got music, so who needs anything more to extend the time with invisible weight, absorbed and unalterable.
I've got music, so who needs anything more? I kind of feel like that's maybe a comment to himself. I'm checking. I feel like I've got music, so who needs anything else? It is certainly a comment of himself, right? To extend time with invisible weight, absorbed and unalterable.
And unalterable in delirium, slightly deceiving. In living light, it's all I know. Finding ways to stay. Hey stranger, come crash for a minute. Yesterday, I fell, and now I'm taking backward steps. It's all I know.
I'm wondering that myself, Fluff. I'm sitting here thinking, like, is he kind of having a moment in the mirror situation where it's like he doesn't recognize himself? Wah pedals. feels very much, again, like Sci-Fi Soldier influenced this. I feel like the textures that we're getting from this are really, really, really heavily kind of being pulled from that sort of sound. And I like that. It feels like the Sci-Fi Soldier stuff kind of got into their sound and started touching things. And I like that it becomes kind of this funkadelic, synthesized, like, madhouse. Like, you know, when you have like their like the kind of goofy synth wah wah wah, like ba 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 sounds that you get out of Trey's guitar, and then you mix that with like Page's clav sounds, and they both kind of wah into it and almost trade in the midst of them doing that. I love that. Some kind of machine, the hammer and the whistle that live inside of me. One morning clouds are chased off by the sun hanging over the sea. Inhale the stars, 'cause that's what you will be. Part of the lowering sky. Eventually, it's all I know. Finding ways to stay. Double bend there.
It's all I know. It's all I know. It's all I know. It's all I know.
That was not bad. Again, the textures of it really, really, really stand out to me. Like it sounds like kind of like they're using the stuff I heard them playing with in Hollywood at the Hollywood Bowl, and I like that. It's like in the lyrical imagery kind of gives me an idea of a dude that's like kind of talking to himself in the mirror, but maybe almost giving himself like his own cautionary tale. I like that. Oblivion. Listen to that tone. This, you hear it go from just the left ear to both ears. I love when the stereo sounds are played with. Shout out to the homie Tom Marshall.
I fold my hands across my breast. No stones to weigh upon my chest. No fist to clench, no furrow brow.
Laid hands across chest. It makes me think of the way you would see somebody laying in a coffin, and maybe I'm thinking of that because of the word Oblivion being the song title.
No stranger sunset have I seen. The wavy lines I float between. Convergent spirals and surround. Draw me further underground.
the clav?
And I am warming up a bit. Lower kingdom bathed in ink. Now opening
The organ?
onyx gates. I sense the reaper as I sink within oblivion waits. I crash through shell and splash in oil. I crash through shell and splash in oil. I crash through shell and splash in oil. I crash through shell and splash in oil.
I feel like this is a comment on like maybe dying to oneself or something like that, right? Like this concept where it feels like you're in a coffin here. Like I fold my hands across my breast, no stones weigh upon my chest. Like you're getting buried in dirt, right? No fist to clench, no furrowed brow. Though cold, I'll sleep more soundly now, right? It does certainly feel he becomes oil. Yeah, I'm in my brain. I'm thinking like, you know, you're just kind of falling into the ground like you would into water, right? Like through shale and splash and oil. But it also feels like, am I warming up a bit below a kingdom bathed in ink? Now open, like it maybe even a comment on like, you know, life after death or like, you know, it elicits imagery of life after death. King forever, do I sing? Not well. Here we go. I'm so impressed.
I crash through shell and splash in oil.
The key sound, like I of course, like I haven't really heard Trey decide to just rip one right off the fretboard, but the way Page has textured everything with these synth sounds, these key sounds, the organ sounds, the clav sounds, all of them are really, really, really good. It's really kind of like Page kind of MVP right now. Like, dude.
I crash through shell and splash in oil. I crash through shell and splash in oil.
The riffs, though.
Shell and splash in oil. I crash through shell and splash in oil. I crash.
Bass line, too. Oh, my God.
And splash in the oil. I crash through the shell and splash in the oil. In the oil.
There we go, son. Okay. Buddy. The double bends here. So I want to bring this back because everybody in the band shined there. Every single member that featured all of them. And I feel like it really, a lot of the more recent studio albums have had a little bit less of the whole band shines at one time thing, right? Where it kind of feels like that moment kind of gave us like something reminiscent to what we would hear from really like maybe Story of the Ghost and earlier, where you get the, I don't know, like and you certainly hear it earlier on, like especially Rift and earlier, where they're all four going at the same time. Like you have the bass line, you have the ripping guitar, you've got Trey or Page hitting both the grand and the organ at the same time, and they're all just really participating in what is clearly like an awesome and fun way. And I very much enjoy that. When you hear the way it evolves, it not again from it's very very apropos, I guess, to say, coming from White Tape to Evolve, that the sound has evolved, but it feels like it's in a different way. Like it feels like there's a wisdom to the instrumentation and not just like screaming angst. I also kind of connected, I think, listening to Trey, he was maybe the first time I recognized that leads that he played were very often the melody to the song. And when I started digging further and further and further into like just practicing my own leads, or trying to be a stronger guitar player, really in the last year of my life, listening to jam bands and Phish in general have really, really made me a better guitar player, trying, because I'm playing stuff that I'd never tried to really play before. It forces you to get out of being a pentatonic scale warrior and really branch out. And when you realize that what he does is very much incorporating the melody into his improv and then kind of playing around with that melody, it's really cool. And to see that they all kind of dance that dance together, I love it. This is absolutely a jam vehicle. The fade out, I like the way they did that. Guys, got to run an ad. I will be back, and then we're going to hop into the lyrics on Evolve, which I'm particularly excited about. It's a song I've heard, but not jumped into the lyricism of. And again, Tom Marshall said that was the song he's been trying to write his whole life. So let's see what he means when we get back. Be right back. What's your favorite live song, or song played live from the album Evolve? Guys, let's hop into the song Evolve, the title track. Here we go. Ooh.
time before the sun began to shine, to weigh the choice I had to make, and therein lies my first mistake. My second came just after that,
Strings.
to keep the solar discus flat and make the planets scurry around. The math required was quite profound.
I like that. Again, I paused. The comment on I paused a moment once in a time before the sun began to shine to weigh the choice I had made, and therein lies my first mistake. I feel like he's commenting like we're talking like we're staying up late into the night, right? And then as we are, we're literally, you know, you're sitting there kind of replaying the decision you made or the choice you made, and I feel like that comment on therein lies my first mistake. Like it's like classic, you overthought it. You spent too much time about it.
Just after that, to keep the solar discus flat and make the planets scurry around. The math required was quite profound.
The uplifting sound of the grand here.
And now it's mountains, streams, and plains. 10,000 creatures, none the same. A million little things to solve. Or not, I'll let them all evolve.
This song is coming from the perspective of divinity, I think. Like you know, from a perspective of creation, but not just like not like Earth or whatever, like, but from the perspective of like God made it and left it alone. Like, hey, I'll let it evolve from here. Like, he puts it out there. He creates the play. Wow, yeah, Iculus POV. Whoa, full circle kind of concept there, right? But again, even just this idea of, you know, my second came just after that, to keep the solar disk flat and make the planet scurry around. The math required was quite profound. And now it's mountains, streams, and plains, 10,000 creatures, none the same, a million little things to solve. You know, I like that, or not, I'll let them all evolve. Like, it even feels like they wrote in indecision to God, right? Like, in the perspective of God here is like he's like kind of insecure just the same way as humanity is, right? Like, should I do it? Should I not? Like, okay, I'm gonna do it this way. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna let it go. But I'll just let's see what happens. It's almost like, you know, like God made it and then it's like, yeah, I didn't do it. And I like that. I kind of like it's like creationism meets deism in a certain way. But also like just conceptually, it's not like clearly a religious song at all. It's just the concept of
Was quite profound.
again, I can't. I keep going back to Page's sounds throughout this, but this uplifting piano and the strings really accompany this.
And now it's mountains, streams, and plains. 10,000 creatures, none the same. A million little things to solve. Or not, I'll let them all evolve.
I feel like Trey's getting more comfortable with his own voice.
First came the light, then came the sound, then came the worlds that could never slow down. Then came the people with problems and hope that don't mean a thing if they just knew the scope. First came the light, then came the sound, then came the worlds that could never slow down. Then came the people with problems and hope that don't mean a thing if they just knew the scope.
Before we get into what I'm imagining is going to be a wonderful little instrumental guitar breakdown, I really, really, really like the way that they brought this together, right? Like first came the light and then came the sound, really giving us like, you know, God created the heavens and the earth kind of concept. But then came the worlds that could never slow down. Then came the people with problems and hope. That didn't mean a thing if they just knew the scope. Like no matter what we hoped for or what our problems were, didn't matter because like the scope is life. Like in the grand scheme, we're all kind of a speck, but it also does matter because it matters to us. And I like that the song is it kind of a comment on like, you know, God's up there kind of being paranoid about taking himself too seriously and like also kind of deciding like taking a hands-off approach because, you know, he understands all of the math that went into it, but like there's no way our tiny little ant brains like are going to figure this out. And I almost feel like coming from like this is written by guys, right? Like so like people, like human beings. So it feels like there is a unique comment of their own evolution within this, you know, where they have the ability, both Tom and Trey, to look back at their lives and be like, man, we worried about a lot of BS. Like, man, we really hoped for things that maybe they're probably glad didn't happen. You know, like, can you believe we wanted life that way? Looking back at the life, you know, looking back and considering the life that we have now, it's a very, very, very cool concept. And knowing them, that they kind of write things to be open-ended, I almost wonder if it like means something completely different, and this is just what my, you know, my first take on it is.
Then came the worlds that could never slow down. Then came the people with problems and hope that don't mean a thing if they just knew the scope.
The evolution of Trey's tone is also very, very pronounced in these two albums. I gotta say, his little runs there, his like clean tone with a lot of headroom sound. It's very not overdriven, but it's punching through the sound so perfectly. Getting headroom like that is not easy, right? To have a clean tone and then have the headroom to get there. It's mindfulness and gratitude just being alive to me. I like that. But yeah, the evolution of this man's guitar tone from the white tape to now, crazy.
First came the light, then came the sound, then came the worlds that
I like that first came the light. Kind of rings with in the beginning vibe to it. First came the light in the beginning. God created the heavens and the earth. And I think that when you look at this and you kind of consider their own evolution, like you've seen the band Phish evolve. You've seen the men that comprise of the band Phish evolve. You see that you've got like lyrics that have evolved. And I think to be able to conscientiously acknowledge your own evolution, be it through allegory or otherwise, is a really big deal, and I think it's particularly important for anybody to remember from whence you came, remember where you were and where you are. It's hugely, massively important. Yeah, it's definitely not an F your face, but it's certain, and honestly, it's not a dog log either, right? But it's something special. I really like anybody that's conscientious enough to kind of reflect is huge to me. And to put a song into an allegory like that of reflection of one's own evolution is huge. And yeah, maybe it's the perspective of Viculus, right? Like maybe this is kind of like a narrative on the way Iculus ran things going into the leading into the helping friendly book. Like maybe this is a prequel to that in a lot of ways from that perspective. I don't know. But definitely grown up Phish. It's certainly the case. But I think when you consider this versus some of the saucier stuff, some of the jumpier stuff that you were hearing, like 98 to '02, it's kind of interesting. The guys that wrote the album Rift wrote this song. Mind blowing to me. Tone, okay. Riffs, let's go.
From out of the chaos, a wave appears in the moonlit confusion.
That has an SRV homage written all over it.
Appears in the moonlit confusion. Iron's melted, coming grace, no longer frozen. The
Say
pillow
Sarah?
drowns more,
We don't let say Sarah's go unacknowledged.
no longer frozen. The pillow drowns bones in shallow breaths as dancing silvery rays. Each wave eyes a star, and the swollen moon hangs over the water. Reflections guide the way. Gold lace mirrors as the night wheels turn. Shipwrecks sway, steel masts crashes, spin breeze gun. I have grown my wings, I'm flying. Ascending now, I'm soaring. Untied my wrist and flew away. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. We are flying over the water. We are diving into the water. I've grown my wings, I'm flying. Ascending now, I'm soaring. Untied my wrist and flew away. This too shall pass, this too shall pass.
Kind of wanted to hear like a ripping flying guitar, like something soaring, right? Like I want to hear a guitar solo that's soaring. If you're going to use the word soaring, it certainly feels as though they're commenting continuously on their evolution. Like when you see from out of chaos, a wave appears in the moonlit confusion, irons melted. Like irons melted in my brain, it's like the chains have come off. Coming grace, no longer frozen. The pillow drowns the moans. And shallow breaths as dancing silvery rays change. Each wave eyes a star, and the swollen moon hangs over the water. It reads like prose before lyrics, right? Reflections guide the way, gold maze mirrors, as the night wheels turn, shipwrecks sway, steel mast crashes. Spin green sky. I have grown my wings, I am flying, ascending now. It feels like you've been freed, and even further than that, like even after you got freed, you're on like a shipwreck. Things are still crashing, and you know, you're trapped, you're freed, and then things get worse, and then you just grow wings, and you get out of there even more. Age. Glad I got a solo out of that one. I was gonna say, if you're gonna say the word soaring, I need to hear something that soars. Yeah, that solo was like 20 minutes live. Beautiful. Perfect. I needed to know that. I needed to know that. You can't just throw the word soaring around in their music and not get something that soars.
I've grown my wings, I'm flying, ascending now, I'm soaring. Untie my wrists and flew away. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. I've grown my wings, I'm flying, ascending now, I'm soaring. Untie my wrists and flew away. This too shall pass, this too shall pass.
Let me ask you guys this. How many of these songs were introduced before they hit the studio? Before they released it? Like, when you guys got this album, were all of these new, or had several of these been played prior? I watched I not too long ago the Long Strange Trip documentary, and they were commenting on like, actually maybe it was Phil Lesh's book. I read and watched both, but I read and watched both, yeah, but they were commenting on like they would play a lot of their songs well before they ever recorded them in live jams to really let the song evolve and then know what they wanted to catalog, like which parts would stay by the time it got to a studio album. And so I guess part of me is wondering if Phish was kind of doing the same thing as they had done all throughout their own careers. Like, were they playing a lot of these live and really kind of building up what they could be, for the more artistic studio album release? How much do we have before we get here? Bass diving. You hear the bass dive as they're diving?
We are diving into the water. I have grown my wings, I am flying, I'm flying. 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 I am flying, I am flying. I am flying, I'm flying. I am flying.
Nice. get these like heavy riffy parts after his soloing, and I feel like his solo tones here get a lot more busy sometimes, like where he's doing the kind of triady into notes thing. I like that. Like he kind of slides into these. I didn't go back far enough, but you know what I mean. I think Fishman is I think Fishman drumming is maybe the MVP on this song. I like the bass. I like diving stuff, but I honestly rhythm section in Page. I mean, well, geez, they're all good. I do think drums kind of blows me away the most in this song. Okay. You hear him doing the hammer-ons there at the end? Pillow Jets. Who said this was their favorite? Kind of warbly.
They will come on pillow jets of sound, the proof of wonder. Celestial starlight gown, the
the acoustic guitar in the back.
The eagle guide, beautiful and brown, beautiful and brown. They will come to form one tribe, the tone romancer. Mosaic spirit scribe, crimson robe.
W's in the chat for Crimson Raider, by the way.
Scribe, crimson robe. Golden firelight crown, high above the ground, high above the ground. On pillow jets of sound, on pillow jets of sound.
I like that uplifting moment with the strings.
On pillow jets of sound. Jets of sound.
Do 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 do. Like the reverb, he's got that kind of like has that really nice decay on it. Do 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 do.
Jets of sound.
What's a pillow jet?
On pillow jets of sound. On pillow jets of sound. On pillow jets of sound.
Magic rug. Okay.
They will come, sewing star threads through the air with silver serpents.
Do you hear the harmony there? Sewing star threads through the air with silver serpents. Like I think Mike comes in.
Through the air with silver serpents that spiral in their hair, sounding bells. Elusive and bound, high above the ground, high above the ground. Of sound, on pillow jets of sound.
Their harmonies really kind of leveled up in this game, but it's the way that they use the harmonies. It's like the use case for them, right? Like maybe because they've always been good at harmonies, but it's like you don't always get massively wonderful features of a harmony like that.
High above the ground.
And maybe it's not like the biggest thing, but it's just tasteful. I like it.
On pillow jets of sound. On pillow jets of sound. On pillow jets of sound.
All three of them.
On pillow jets of sound. They will come through smoke rings in the glare with mace and discus, slicing through the air, restoring life. As the lost become the found, high above the ground, high above the ground. On pillow jets of sound.
Thank you for that context, Bill. Go Trey! It's crazy to think. I feel like Sci-Fi Soldier is the reason we have a lot of these tones. I want to hear Fishman do that again. That drum pop was so fantastic. I do think that Sci-Fi Soldier, at least to me, as I hear it, I feel like those tones are very distinctly the textures that end up on this album, but it's a much more conscientious, less silly thing, right? Like Sci-Fi Soldier is like the silly comic book version of this, and this is more like, you know, a very serious reflection of life and your own human evolution. Like, this is completely that. God. It's such a gnarly sound. It's a guitar sound. Like, it is a guitar sound with stank on it. You know what I mean? Like, it really just, it's the most ballsy, wah pedally kind of sound I've ever heard. It's really just steeped in the balls. This is really, really... I feel like that tone is the equivalent of like a man throat singing for a guitar. And it's super, super, super cool. I honestly, that's just a lot of fun to me. It feels like, I don't know, that they kind of took inspiration from a lot of different ways to get, like, a lot of different places to end up getting that tone. I think Pillow Jets might have been just my favorite song so far in the album, but it really came with like what I could absolutely see being just one of the gnarliest jams. And I think because it kind of takes some tones from, again, the textures of the sci-fi soldier thing. I definitely need to do the actual album and not just the live set. In my brain, I figured from like the now that the studio albums things are kind of done, I'd kind of go back maybe to the, early, like the first Halloween show and knock the Halloween shows out and then figure out from there, maybe mix some other stuff in along the way. Obviously there were some things I still needed to, knock out as we go through it, but yeah, this one just honestly, I think the sounds on this, the solo on it, like hearing the way everybody sounded awesome. This, I think, certainly my favorite song on the album so far. Lonely Trip. Love a good shaker sound.
When I see through the deception and the
This one has Tom Marshall's lyricist on it, which is the only lyricist with the lyricist, Scott Herman. So this is the three guys there. Okay, just bringing it back. I love this early part of the sound, like the kind of clean, just barely overdriven sound with this acoustic. Hermie? Oh, Piggy!
When I see through the deception and the rivers flowing free, you may understand the reason why I'm drifting out to sea.
I like the meter there of his lyrics.
And you may control the currents as I drift in search of land. You may understand the reason when the water turns to sand.
Oh, wow.
So while you're on this lonely trip, keep a watch for other ships. And if by chance our vessels pass,
You hear that bass? Doon, 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 doon. Kermit the Frog. Oh, man. Hi, guys.
on this lonely trip, keep a
Are you saying it's got a rainbow connection meter? Or what? Explain what you mean by a very Kermit meter.
watch to sand. So while you're on this lonely trip, keep a watch for other ships. And if by chance our vessels pass,
I don't hear it either. That's why I'm asking.
while you're on this lonely trip, keep a watch for other ships. And if by chance our vessels pass,
That bass walk up front.
perhaps we'll finally meet at last. Perhaps we'll finally meet at last.
The strings. Really nice. The piano is fantastic. I want to run this song. Okay, I am running it back. You hear Trey and Paige just kind of playing off of each other, but you've got this beautiful thing, and then you've got Trey kind of doing these really clean leads and then letting a sustained note happen, and kind of, it sounds like bending the note, and I don't think he's got a tremolo arm or a whammy bar anywhere, so I feel like he's almost got to just be doing a neck bend, a slight neck bend to make it happen. Or a pedal.
Perhaps we'll finally meet at last. Perhaps we'll finally meet at last.
slight tug of how they kind of he both slowly does things and rushes things to kind of give it a little bit of a swing to it. Da-da-dun, dun dun, da-da-dun. Dun 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 dun. It's so nice. You see what I'm talking about? Like Page's meter is makes just the slightest dissonance with the guitar strings there. Bass line is nice. Was that a harmonic?
When doors are all closed tightly, with words the only keys, you may understand the reason why I'm drifting on the breeze. When I hear your voice responding, when no questions have begun, you may understand the reason why I'm flying to the sun.
And the lyrical meter does the same thing that Page's piano meter does, right? It slows some parts and it speeds some parts up, and it gives you a really, really, really cool atmosphere between the two of them, like between the two different meters. Dense minimalism, I could see that for sure, but I also feel like there's a concept of the blessing and the burden of solitude. You know, like, as a person who has dealt with a lot of loneliness and knows what it's like to be found in that loneliness, I can totally understand that. It feels absolutely like there is a conversation about what it is to be a lonely person. And I think that the delicacy of the instrumentation and kind of going into that mood, I mean, it really feels like being alone in your house on a rainy day and just kind of hoping for somebody, anybody to talk to you. I just, and knowing what that means.
Voice responding.
I don't know, maybe I'm completely off.
Have begun. You may understand the reason
For sure, Jam.
why I'm flying
For sure.
to the sun.
They're just not walking off yet.
So while you're on this lonely trip, keep a
It almost feels like Fishman's playing the drums with brushes.
watch for other ships.
Except for the cymbal.
And if by chance our vessels pass, while you're on this lonely trip, keep a watch for other ships. And if by chance our vessels pass, perhaps we'll finally meet at last. Perhaps we'll finally meet at last.
The string accompaniment to this album has just been truly luscious and beautiful. Clean tone Trey, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic of the ballad collection of Phish. A fantastic addition to that collection. Oh.
So while you're on this lonely trip, keep a watch for other ships. And if by chance our vessels pass, while you're on this lonely trip, keep a watch for other ships. And if by chance our vessels pass, perhaps we'll finally meet at last.
Wow.
Perhaps we'll finally meet at last.
You know, but it feels like the person that you might meet on your lonely trip could really be anybody, like a friend, a lover, somebody you've disconnected in touch with. Like, I feel like it's kind of a comment of like, hey, keep yourself open if you're lonely. Like maybe we perpetuate our own loneliness, and maybe, you know, if you're lonely, be willing to not be. And maybe we'll meet. I don't know. There's a beautiful commentary on loneliness there, and even hope. And like there's even like an element of escapism in the comment of loneliness that I think I'm really finding kind of moving. That's a really good, I mean, as far as the Phish ballad collection goes, that's a terrific one. Now, I've heard this one, and a shout out to Miss Elizabeth and Brian, because at the Hollywood Bowl, this was one of the songs that she had hoped to get. I got to hear this at the Hollywood Bowl, and when I heard it, and my friend Going Optimal and my wife both looked over at me and said, "This is Life Saving Gun," my brain went, Miss Elizabeth! So, W's for Miss Elizabeth.
We are temporal silver men in silver vessels.
Good to know, Gizhenge.
We are disc cultivators at this fatalistic gala. A life-saving gun.
This went really hard in Hollywood.
Cultivators at this fatalistic gala. A life-saving gun. A life-saving gun. A life-saving gun.
I think Mike's bass is winning right now, though, as far as MVP of the sound.
A life-saving gun. In this pepper bush of colonial ice, the cashier's van is a life-saving gun. In clustered cars, the vaulting cartridge. In the warp storehouse, there is a life-saving gun. There is a life-saving gun. There is a life-saving gun.
In the Wharf Storehouse. What do you guys think life-saving gun is a comment on? We are temporal silver men in sulfur vessels, a percussion rinse. We are disc cultivators at this fatalistic gala, a life-saving gun. I don't know. Part of me is wondering if it's like, so it's a Page and Trey writing. Part of me is wondering if it's like intentionally not, but the life-saving gun, that's I feel like Going Optimal told me what a life-saving gun was while I'm there, and I'm not going to explain it well. So if somebody would type in what a life-saving gun is.
Life-saving gun, contact net, life-saving gun, shore the mountain, life-saving gun, lethal laceration, life-saving gun, contact net, life-saving gun, percussion rinse, life-saving gun, Zuka bombing warfare, life-saving gun, lethal laceration, life-saving gun.
Thank you, Bill.
Life-saving gun, lethal laceration, life-saving gun, super bombing warfare, life-saving gun, percussion rinse.
This bass line, do 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 do.
Percussion rinse. Percussion rinse.
The snare running. Okay. Hey, and Trey? It's Trey, not Paige. It's a lot of texture. You hear it? That drum sound. Y'all ready for this? That's kind of what the drum sound made me think of.
Super bombing warfare, life-saving gun, contact net, life-saving gun, show.
Super bomby warfare. Like, man, how's that war going? Oh, it's super bomby. There's like a ton of bombs, dude. It's just...
It's
not good.
Life-saving gun, missile laceration, life-saving gun, contact net, life-saving gun, percussion rinse, life-saving gun, super bombing warfare, life-saving gun, missile laceration, life-saving gun, contact net, life-saving gun, missile laceration, life-saving
Thank you.
gun, percussion rinse. Percussion rinse. Percussion rinse. Percussion rinse.
That's hand drums. When they say percussion rinse, do you realize it's not just drums? It's like hand drumming and like stuff like that. Like you're actually hearing like percussion.
Rinse. Percussion rinse. Percussion rinse.
Real swirly there. Kind of dives down with the Dolby sound there, doesn't it? On Life-Saving Gun. This has been really, really good. Monsters is definitely somebody in this chat's favorite song, because I remember somebody saying that earlier. Ooh, it's Darkfish time. Yes. Well, good news. We're going to get to listen to Darkfish right after the ad break. I will be right back. Love yous. Okay, guys, let's do this thing. Hopping into Monsters, which I also have on good authority that my wife really enjoys. So let's see what this is about. Also, I have horchata now.
Easy now, easy now. Easy now, easy now. I wake up in my bed with monsters in my head.
Oh, wow.
Easy now, easy now.
A little bit of a While My Guitar Gently Weeps sort of vibe.
With monsters in my head.
At least in the way he plays it, you know,
Easy
this
now, easy now.
loud guitar sound, quiet, delicate play.
Easy now, I wake up in my bed with monsters in my head. A world of smoke and shadows has clouded my vision for so long.
8-year-olds, dude.
And I recall a time when I used to belong.
Oh, wow.
The wreckage of the past. And
Strings
the fear
again.
of tomorrow haunts my mind. I'm searching for a way to make it all rewind.
This is Phish's James Bond song for sure.
Easy now, easy now. Easy now, easy now. I wake up in my bed with monsters in my head.
Oh, wow.
Easy
The
now,
repetition of this.
easy now. Easy now, easy now. I wake up in my bed
Fishman.
with monsters in my head.
Holy Blankenstein, you made it! Oh my gosh, been lurking on YouTube since Rift. Just made my first Twitch account just for this in time, just in time for the end of the studio album arc. Kind of crazy, but you know, the Phish arc doesn't end. We're going to be going through that, but welcome to the Rooskies. Rooskies, make our new friend feel at home. Throw the W's in there for our guy. And now let's start. By the way, I want to comment on the fact that this is like a dude that's like kind of calming himself down and commenting on the fact that like he wakes up thinking about tough things. Like, a world of smoke and shadows has clouded my vision for so long, and I recall a time when I used to belong, the wreckage of the past, and the fear of tomorrow haunts my mind. I'm searching for a way to make it all rewind. It's so interesting to hear him say that. Like, it feels like that's a man haunted, maybe by what was, maybe by things he did. I don't know. There's something there, but again, I definitely get like a While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Like, I feel like we're definitely going to be hearing like the minor pentatonic guitar solo just rip soon.
Easy now, I wake up in my bed with monsters in
Definitely
my
on the anxiety thing. Being stressed about the world around you and just how dark it is. remember earlier when I said you could tell that we were going to get like that minor pentatonic guitar solo? That's exactly what happened. But when you hear the he wasn't trying to show how big his dick was. You know what I'm saying? Like I have seen him show or try to show how big his dick was, and we all saw how big it was, right? But in this, I think it was much more about the vibe and the emotion. It was not about strutting virtuosic guitar playing. It was about meeting the song with what it needed and not, you know, the trying to bludgeon us about the face and mouth with a guitar solo. It was delicate, it was passionate, it riffed without trying to beat him. It beat himself in the past. It was tasteful, for sure. Level up, dude. I wake up in my bed with monsters in my head. Honestly, man, I think Monsters and Pillow Jets are really up there. Now, I've heard Ether Edge, but I mean, Monsters, I mean, that might be Phish's While My Guitar Gently Weeps equivalent, you know? Like, that was huge, you know? I see what you did there, Crimson. This band made Walter a pescatarian. Yeah, I only eat fish. Yes, I had a steak like 2 days ago. This is definitely a different song live already.
Water show us the way as the moon begins to rise, and through the air she flies.
I liked Ether Edge live. You saw probably the best live version of it. Maybe. I haven't heard that many, but this is a very different experience already.
And as the night closes in, it all rolls away, and the wires in her brain are torn and frayed. She's bounty and glow, and she knows where to go, where there's nothing to lose or gain.
Yeah, they really put the stank on mine, you know?
Dances alone in the summer rain, and her golden hair glows, just sounds remain, leaves the shadows behind in the depths of her mind, and lets go of the fear and pain. Tangerine light beams splintered in rays reveal the starlit skies.
I love his use of imagery there. Tangerine light beams, splintered and rays, reveal the starlit skies. You know, you can kind of see, like, that color light beams breaking through your window. You know what I mean? And it having, you know, the massive Arizona sky that I do, it rings particularly true.
Light beams splintered in rays reveal the starlit skies. Moving water show us the way as the moon begins to rise.
The walking bass
And through
lines.
the air she flies beyond the ether edge to the other side.
It's like they made this in indie rock jam that plays with time signatures a little bit. They really play with the space of sound there.
There. Breathe and sway as the sky opens wide. She knows the way, all the beauty we find if we could leave it behind. And the past is gone. Whatever happens now.
That's a fair take, Crimson. Oh man, Paige.
I don't.
Now, it's funny because as I'm hearing this, you know, to me, the original version of this song is, you know, Live at the Hollywood Bowl of 20 and 25. So when I hear this, it's like my brain is expecting it to do something totally different than what it's doing.
All rolls away, all rolls away, all rolls away, all rolls away.
It hits a little softer on the album, I'm not gonna lie. It's a good lead, it's a good song, but it's a little softer on the album. Kind of hear him. I think he's switching pickups there at the end. This one is Human Nature. Dang, we've only got 3 songs to go, and the next song is my wife's favorite from the album Valdese. So I'm kind of excited to get to that one. Nice drum sound. This is reminiscent of like Story of a Ghost era Phish, you know? You getting that vibe?
Why'd I fall off a seat at the Moonrise Bar? In a lovesick fog, attack of unease. See your cold stare and brought down to my knees. Hey, yeah.
Gotta get back to the let go.
Hey, whoa.
Whatever it takes to grow.
Hey, yeah.
What's your favorite Mike song?
Get go. It's all the vines up the rock I climb. It's just my human nature. Between the pines there's a light that shines. It's just my human nature.
Bass. Bow, 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 bow.
There's a light that shines. It's just my human nature.
I think mine might be Way or 555. It's Possum.
Travel upstream on a hollowed tree with a whipped cream can and some vitamin C. No one's breaking my stride. Your love takes off and I watch it fly. We're back to back.
No one's breaking my stride.
Your love takes off and I watch it fly. We're back to back and I share a third eye. Relaxed and swallow my pride. Hey, yeah.
Gotta get back to the let go.
Hey, whoa, whoa.
Whatever it takes to grow.
Hey, yeah.
Gotta get back to the get go.
Get go, get go, get go.
Cage does here with the synths. Not my favorite song. I feel like Mike is our resident absurdist. Yeah, like absurdist, Dadaist. Maybe it doesn't go quite into Dada, but like as far as like, he's certainly like our postmodern absurdist writer, and I like that a lot. I don't, it's interesting because when I reflect on like the first time I ever heard the song "Way," and I was like, yeah, I don't know about it, but now it's one of my favorites, and I think even just hearing Mike do Possum, even if it's not like a Mike song, like his little tidbits of like when you hit the possum and he's like, just emotive about it. It just makes me laugh. And lengthwise, so totally different ballgame. Okay, lengthwise, it's in a class of its own to me. Okay, it doesn't get compared to other stuff. It just is, and it is my favorite Phish song in general. And this is Valdese. W's for my wife who couldn't be here because she's got the crud and is sleeping her tiny little heart out. So Valdese, they still haven't done this one live, although they have it sound checked it, and it's beautiful. It's become one of my white whales. Oh, okay. Holy Blankenstein. Friggin' love your name, dude. Love the little walk there.
Please return the focus to the setting where I left. I picture you floating with the ghosts above the trees. My camera is the soul to those armies long forgotten. And the picture tells the story in the chapter on Valdese.
No doubt.
Valdese.
That string is just...
can be golden on the wing. And I can't swim, but if I can, I'll sing. The mail arrives, I read and then I leave. Because the more I read, the more I feel deceived.
This is a really good one. The strings add such a dynamic layer to this song. I've learned from people that they hate when you say something sounds like the Beatles. Yeah, people hate when I specifically say something sounds like the Beatles, for sure. In fact, if you want to see me get cooked in the comments, look for me saying so-and-so sounds like the Beatles, and you will see me get cooked in the comments. It doesn't matter which video I am doing. But yeah, the Beatles are amazing, and a lot of people, go out of their way to try to sound like the Beatles because of inspiration, and that's how it works. I'm not going to go as far as to say that this sounds like the Beatles as to not get cooked in the comment section, but I do think that this definitely is paying homage to kind of 60s and 70s sound tones, right, in textures.
The focus to the setting.
Even just the walking of the guitar, doon 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 doon.
Where I left, I picture you floating with the ghosts above the trees. My camera is the soul to those armies long forgotten. And the picture tells the story in the chapter on Valdese. Valdese. For leaving can be golden on the wing. And I can't swim, but if I can,
that uplifting
I'll sing.
bass line. Doon, doon, doon,
The
doon,
mail arrives, I read and then I leave. Because the more I read, the more I feel deceived.
I totally feel that way, especially reading the news.
The more I read, the more I feel deceived. Do you ever feel locked in? Do you ever feel that you can win?
Oh, wow.
The madman can slide the knife inside, but who then has their sights set on him?
You hear this just kind of, it's all in the right ear, and it's kind of, it's keeping a pace, and you've got this really nice, clean tone being
Feel
created
deceived.
as well.
Do you ever feel locked in? Do you ever feel that you can
I laughed at
win?
Valdese nuts.
The madman can slide the knife inside, but who then has their sights set on him? And the ghost in the orchard will sharpen his teeth and climb way up in a tree and wait for some poor fool to wander beneath.
That guitar, dun, 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 dun. What song does this remind me of? That little walk down.
Some poor fool to way up in a tree and wait for some poor fool to wander beneath on his blind journey to Valdese. To Valdese. And 9 is the number, great lover, great lover. I picture you floating with the ghost above the trees. And 9 is the number, great lover, great lover. And 9 is the number, great lover, great lover. Valdese. To Valdese.
Well, thank you there, Mata. You hear like the kind of the rockabilly tone there?
Valdese.
Yes.
And 9 is the number.
I love that tone so much.
Great lover. And 9 is the number. Great lover. Great lover. And 9 is the number. Great lover. Great lover. And 9 is the number. Great lover. Great lover.
I want to go back do 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 do. The strings as are ascending as Trey's guitar is descending.
The number. Great lover. Great lover.
Dude. Good stuff, dude. That Valdese is lit. Mercy, I'm kind of sad. Are strings normal in Phish songs? This seems very new. This is not convention. And I think that from what I'm told, maybe you get more strings in Trey Anastasio band. Am I correct in saying so? I don't think you get strings nearly as often. You're in the studio album as we have in this one. If you do hear strings, they're significant in this one by comparison, for sure. There are strings on others, but I'm saying not nearly in the focal, not nearly as much in the forefront of the sound, or as often. Oh yeah, we're doing the well. We're doing the well. So I've got this song and the well to go.
I am water.
Somebody get the link for. Oh, thank you.
Dancing in the light, shimmering by the
Got it.
sleeping shore, moving in darkness with the setting sun. In the afterglow of divine
in the afterglow.
Darkness with the setting sun. In the afterglow of divine mind, a resonating tone beneath the waves calls me in my dreams. And I am ripped into the breathing wind speaks slowly. Mercy, mercy,
The strings, the harmonies, awesome.
hearts break.
There's absolutely been a consistent, hard to feel it with the discussions. I'd have to re-listen to it as a thing. You know, here's the thing. I do see a consistent theme of evolution throughout this, whether it's a man of, inside or out. I absolutely feel like this has been an exploration of why am I at white page? I absolutely feel like this has been kind of an exploration of what evolution thematically, sure, but not musically. You know, I don't know. I felt like it's connected for sure. And honestly, for the thematic to connect, maybe it's making the music connect to me.
Hearts break, folded red. Please don't go. Rise in fire, slip away. I am singing now over the fear and remembering how the changes come on the way down.
The broken up drum patterns there is super nice. D-Money, thanks for the raid, homie.
And I am ripped into breathing wind speaks slowly. Mercy,
Hey,
mercy, mercy.
what's up, guys? Brewskis, make our friends feel at home. The bass line. And then you get that nice little grand piano sound. It's funny because I feel like at a certain point when you're a guitar player, like you evolve from playing chords to playing arpeggios, right? But it kind of feels like you just have this consistent doon doo doon doo doo doon doon doo doon doo doo doon doon doo doo. It's got very much a trained repetition to it, but I almost feel like it's providing a hypnotic thing with which you kind of get lost in the concept of mercy. And you know what that is, like through the strings especially. A lead played there in the middle.
And I am ripped into breathing wind speaks slowly. Mercy, mercy,
Wow.
mercy. I am water dancing in the light, shimmering by the sweeping shore, moving in darkness with the setting sun.
imagery in this one was huge. Like in honestly massively, like kind of decorative. I mean, he really does play with the imagery of the song. I am water dancing in light, shimmering by the sweeping shore, moving in darkness with the setting sun. Like it really does paint this huge picture. And then in the after, like it's like an oil painting in a song, right? But then you get in the afterglow of divine mind, a resonating tone beneath the waves, calls me in my dreams, and I am ripped into the breathing wind. It's like when a storm comes to your. Did we listen to the T Swift album yet? Not yet, man. Not yet. But it's like, being water, getting hit by a storm, and then kind of remembering that calm and just looking for mercy. It's definitely it's relevant imagery there. And so this is the closer, it's kind of, like that, a comment on mercy. Now, not necessarily the closer because we have this one to listen. And this is The Well, the HQ vinyl rip, the high quality vinyl rip. So let's technically get to not the last song from Trey's acoustic album. Got it. Thank you. Anybody else getting a Wolfman's Brother vibe from this? Yeah, this is 100% a Wolfman's Brother vibe.
Every rainbow has a blue jay. Perched atop a pot of gold. In the cloudburst is a birdcage. But a song it cannot hold. There's a scallop in the coin purse. Nickels notched into the shell. Every fountain has a penny.
It's good drum
At
sound.
the bottom of the well.
There's woo the synth texture there.
Every shovel can move mountains. For the diamonds that remain. Every splinter needs a finger. Every ring can be a link within a chain. Every voice has a message. Every meaning traveled far. Every orchard sowing sunlight. Every tree contains a star.
I mean, honestly, kind of getting into slightly Pink Floydy synthy sounds. I really think Page, as far as the instrumentation goes of the album, might be my favorite on this album. Like when you just the synth texture, like the keys textures that he has provided. Like I feel like the whole band kind of evolved out of the sci-fi soldier sound and made a much more serious and eloquent album, that wasn't just kind of silly. But I also feel like maybe in doing so, the lessons learned from those, from that run, would go on to get applied to what their live sound is. And certainly kind of, again, what I saw in LA, but hearing this, getting these synthy, I just think Page wins this album.
Every orchard sowing sunlight. Every tree contains a star. Now the sun is passing over, marked in shadow for a spell, and the sounds are roaring upwards from the bottom of the well, from the bottom of the well, and the sounds are roaring upwards from the bottom of the well, from the bottom of the well.
I can't not hear Wolfman's Brother, though. Okay. Let's go. Wow. Holy Frankenstein. Whoa. This rips. That whole song was made at the end of it for me. This whole song made right at the end. That was awesome. That was really good. I definitely, and yeah, that was super good. I love Dark Phish. I like hearing when they get just nasty with it. Like when they really put the stank on their songs, it makes me excited. I am kind of sad that this feels like it just marked the end of an era, you know? Like I have now listened to the studio album catalog of Phish. And it's been a heck of a journey. You know, it's really been one heck of a journey. There's still so much more of the journey to go, and in fact, one could say I'm only just at the beginning with what there is to discover, but goodness gracious. This album was really good. Again, it leads into All Fish is Good Fish, but I'm really excited to see where a lot of these things evolve in the sense of the jam, right? Like Pillow Jets and Monsters are absolute, and honestly, The Well now. But Pillow Jets and Monsters were in The Well were probably my favorites. Maybe Val, I don't know. As I'm sitting here thinking about it, The Well probably it ended cool. Maybe it's got recency bias on me. Valdese was super good. Pillow Jets, and again, you get Lonely Trip. Um, I mean, honestly, we end up adding another song to the. This is good. This is really good. I very much enjoyed this. I feel like it's just cool to see dudes evolve. I mean, especially going from, you know, we listened to the White Tape right before this, and it's crazy to think that the White Tape and Evolve are the same band 38 years removed. It's so cool to see where it started and where it ended up. And to know that the band that started wasn't a jam band, and to know that this band is a jam band, but made Evolve, which is like got some jam to it, but is not a collection of jams more than like a collection of songs representative of a certain era of a body of their work. Um, it's just a different experience. And you know, knowing the difference between the songs I've heard live first and then the songs that you hear on the album, it definitely makes a lot of sense. And honestly, like I I think I just kind of have to make this video like about the album in and of itself and not necessarily about the entire journey from riff to here. There's been so much. You know, it's taken me almost a year to do as much as I've done. Like I'm about a month and a half shy, I think, of a full year to get through the studio albums, the live shows, you know, the actually going to see the show, like going to, you know, getting married, meeting, you know, going to New Jersey, meeting Tom Marshall, talking about like Fish with Tom and lyrics. I mean, it's been one heck of a journey, but I feel like in this particular context, when you go from the very beginning to with the White Tape and you end up at Evolve, you know, there is just And then again, when you know what happens kind of there in the middle, there's something really, really, really cool. Like, what a way to bookend this thing, you know? I really liked it. And honestly, Evolve, not a bad album. It's not. It's all Phish is good Phish. I think it's really good. I would definitely, I always listen to the studio albums, but I'm like ridiculously juiced to start really digging into the live stuff, like getting to see like the young men become old men, in a a different kind of phase of this journey. And I feel like, I don't know, I've got so much left to discover. Like, I certainly don't think I've seen the best of it yet, and that's exciting to me. But I feel like Phish is a band that you can kind of discover for the rest of your life, and that's, part of the magic to it. And like, they're still making music and putting out bangers, and like, now I feel like I just get to enjoy being a fan with the rest of everybody, and exploring the depths of my fanhood. Anyways, guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. And whatever you do, take care of your shoes. I guess we're starting the Halloween shows next, among other things. So stay tuned. Start from the beginning and go to the end. Love you guys. Goodbye.